Everyone knows that artists are underpaid and don't rely on it as their primary source of income. Now there's a way to make a hefty income, but it comes at the cost of the planet. That might be an exaggeration, but this whole world of trading NFTs is something relatively new and the effects long-term haven't been tracked. Although the short-term effects on the environment don't seem promising. So you might not know what NFTs are, but you've definitely heard about them in recent days and weeks. NFTs are non-fungible tokens. Think about them as trading cards or artwork. Say there's a rare trading card and there are only 5 in the whole world. That concept is brought to the internet with the artist determining how much of their work there is and how much it's worth, and how much % they receive every time it's traded on the secondary market. That's amazing for artists of any kind because they could make what they deserve and get to live off of something they're passionate about. These NFTs can be any type of medium online, MP3, MP4, JPEG, GIF, anything. After it's created, it has to be minted. You have to have a certain kind of wallet, like a checking or saving, but this one is connected to a kind of cryptocurrency called ETH, used for transactions on Ethereum. And after you have one of these wallets, you need to accept an invitation by one of many minting companies. One way that's a little cheaper on the creator is called OpenSea, and that's a kind of DIY. And after these steps, the artist's work is uploaded to IPFS, Interplanetary File System, which is a peer-to-peer hypermedia protocol designed for sharing data in a distributed way. I know it's kind of confusing if you haven't dipped your toes into it, or you just don't know much about it, and it might get a little more confusing. Minting a token costs some money, and for some sites there is a down fee and then the price every time it's minted, or there are just gas prices. And that isn't the stuff you put in your car, it's the fluctuating price that miners charge to write new data on a blockchain. The gas price of minting an NFT on any platform range from $2 on a calm day to $32 on a crazy day. These miners are securing the transaction on the blockchain, which is an all-encompassing ledger that spans across the internet and is updating constantly. I think you've had enough mumbo-jumbo that many of us probably are not going to use at the dinner table, but it's important to have this information there when you need it. Artists are making very expensive trading cards and selling them on a stock market type of platform. Logan Paul, a pretty big YouTube creator, just sold his very own NFT. On the first day of sales, Paul sold 1,772 of his NFTs priced at 1 ETH each, totaling $3,540,456 in revenue. That's just insane. That was the first time I've heard about all this, and it was just about last week. It sounds like a plus for everybody involved because there's money to be made. The only problem is that these types of transactions waste a significant amount of energy with just a couple of clicks. Because all of this isn't just run on a centralized server, and it's spread across the whole world. The miners that secure transactions on the blockchain have to change it everywhere and at all times. Ethereum, which uses an algorithm called POW, proof of work, is what is very inefficient. It's updating and making all the changes on the internet. For one transaction on ETH, a mouse click, 35 kilowatt hours is used, and that's about 20 kilograms of CO2, or the average EU resident's power consumption of 4 days. A single email is only a few grams of CO2, and an hour of Netflix is about 33 grams of CO2. So it doesn't take a scientist to see that this could have huge impacts on the environment. There's also no distinction between the different kinds of actions taken on the sites, whether it's selling, bidding, or canceling on an item, that is the price of coffee or a car. While Ethereum is working on their own version of POW called POS, which hopefully is not as compute intensive, there's certainly damage being done to the environment, and it's because there aren't clear terms on how much CO2 is being expelled because of those transactions. If you and I just heard about these things, I doubt that 70-year-old senators have not heard about this, because right now they're cracking down on social media sites, and remembering all that lingo and how it works, I'm sure is taking up a lot of bandwidth in their minds. And I feel for all the artists that are doing this, most likely without the knowledge of what they're doing, just trying to make a living. So support your artists. Share this with someone you think needs to hear this, and remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. There are plenty more lighthearted videos on this channel, and on my TikTok and Instagram, I make movie edits which are actually really good. So go check those out, and I'll see you later.